Hello, Potato, and welcome to Weekend Magic for July the 17th, 2021. It is the weekend again, and we are back here again to look at a few new items. Mostly pins this week, but we have a couple other things, including the first Haunted Mansion item of the season. Yes, it's almost August, which means Halloween things are going to start coming out, and this thing has already come out. But seeing as most of our items this week are pins, or at least small, well, actually most of them are pins, but there's also another small item. Let's zoom in for those, and we'll come back to the big spot here for the Haunted Mansion item and what got me through this week. So our first pin today is going to be the fireworks pin from Shop Disney. This came out, I guess, in like the UK and Asia ages ago, but it came out here for 4th of July, thereby guaranteeing that you wouldn't have it on the 4th of July. But we have it now, and this one's kind of an oddity. They've been doing a lot of these now where they have the keys and the pins that correspond with them coming out together, and occasionally have a key with no pin, and then the pin shows up in a blind box set later. But this one, there's no key to go along with it. So I wonder if maybe there'll be a blind box key set later that'll have a key for this in it. Yeah, it's just a nice little glittery thing. Now, one thing I think, maybe part of why they did it this way is they can do the glitter on the D and on the end of the shaft here and have it look good, because part of the reason I skipped out on those Valentine's Day blind boxes is, frankly, the glitter artwork on them looked atrocious. It looked really cheap. I didn't care for it. It looked cheap and sloppy. And this doesn't look at that at all. This was nice and sparkly and looks cool. And it was $12.99. I'm sure it still is $12.99. I believe it is still up on the Shop Disney site. But yeah, it came out on the 4th of July here in the US, and we received it earlier this week. And they have the lovely little key. I feel like I should display these this way, but obviously the package is meant to go this way. Yeah, just a me thing, I guess. Now, our other two pins today are limited edition ones, like this one here, the Trader Sam's 10th anniversary limited edition pin. It's a LE3000, I believe. And if you've ever stayed at Disneyland Hotel, or even just kind of hung out around there in the evening at the Disneyland Hotel area, Trader Sam's Enchanted Tiki Bar is fantastic. The bar is celebrating its 10th anniversary. I think it's closed, or it was closed. Maybe it may have reopened already. For, I guess, remodeling? I don't know. I would hope not too much remodeling, because frankly, it was very cool inside, exactly the way it was. And if you're not sure what it looks like inside, well, this pin actually opens up, so you can kind of get a little hint. Yep, you can see one of the tiki posts on the edge of the bar, and that is actually one of the drinks you can get. It comes in a zombie head. I didn't get that one, though. When I went there, I got the Krakatoa because I wanted to see the eruption. And yep, this is a Mickey-backed pin trading pin. It's got a nice little magnetic closure here so that it doesn't flop open if you, for some reason, stuck it onto a bag or a lanyard or something. It will probably stay shut. But it's nice. I think this pin actually is still available on the... Actually, no, I take it back. I think I checked the other night and it wasn't. So yeah, if you missed out on it, you've probably just missed out on it. This one came in fairly decent packaging. Obviously, we can see the little bit of damage to the card there. But the pin itself came out okay, and that's good. And this one was $19.99. It might still be available in the park, maybe? I don't know. If you're in the park, you might check for it, but I think it is gone on Shop Disney. Our last limited edition pin today is this one, the D23 Loki pin. Got the TVA logo on it, Time Variant Authority. It's got Miss Minutes. It's kind of similar to that Miss Minutes pin they have on there. She's like in the same pose. But I think this one's much nicer because, first of all, it's nice and shiny. I like the backing card on it. And it's a limited edition of 2012. Go ahead and leave in the comments if you know why it's a limited edition of 2012. There's a specific reason. Now, oddly, unlike the other Loki pins I've picked up since the show came on, this one actually is Mickey-backed. It's actually a pin trading pin, where the other two weren't, which is weird. And we got a little bit of a bend in the card there, it looks like, but otherwise came in quite decent shape. Came in a padded envelope. The stuff from D23 usually, Lucasfilm pins excluded, decent packaging. And this was kind of no no exemption there. It's nice, it's very shiny. I did enjoy watching the last episode of that. At the same time, I felt it was really good, but also kind of lacking. I mean, it definitely helps knowing that there's going to be a second season of it, to understand why the finale felt a little bit lacking. And I'm not going to go too much into spoilers. We'll leave that maybe for a later date. But I did enjoy it. And again, kind of like earlier in the season, it felt like Doctor Who. It felt more Doctor Who than Doctor Who has for a while. And frankly, if the Doctor, any Doctor, it can be the current one, can be one of the past ones, showed up on the show, I would be nothing but overjoyed. But it was good, and we have this pin now just in time for the show to be over. It's shiny. And yeah, double backed so it doesn't flop around. Not that I'm taking it out of the package, but it's shiny. So I've mentioned before that I like tokens. I've shown off, this one and this one. And yeah, I like tokens. I like kind of collectible coin sort of things. So when this came up on the Shop Disney site, well, yeah, naturally, we had to buy something for it. This is the Black Widow coin. It came out, I think, on July 9th. And you got it if you bought $25 worth of stuff. Thankfully, not of Black Widow stuff. I don't think the Disney store had it. We did actually go into the Disney store that day, and they didn't have anything about it. I mean, it's possible it sold out, but they didn't get any Black Widow merchandise for the movie's release, so I don't think they got these. But yep, it's got Black Widow there on the front, and I'm wondering if maybe this is going to be a new thing for Disney. Do coins now instead of just the keys, because the keys are just kind of super common now. And maybe do coins, which is kind of nice because they're smaller, they're easier to store, and solid metal, which is nice. We've got see, it says Disney Store on it, so I'm wondering if the stores, maybe some stores had it and ours just didn't, or maybe ours didn't have very many and they were just gone well before we got there. I don't know. I didn't see any evidence that they had them. It says Marvel Studios Black Widow, Disney Store on the front, and of course some legal mumbo stuff. And we have the Black Widow logo on the back. That's a nice little coin. I would absolutely be into them doing more of these on Shop Disney or in the Disney Store, especially in the Disney Store. If they do this, maybe just because keys have become so common now, start doing the coins. But I wonder if they did this because they released the Black Widow key a year ago when the movie was supposed to come out. So maybe they thought, in the intervening 12 months, 13 months, 14 months, that they could do something maybe a little bit more special than just a key, because they do the keys for everything now. I do quite like this. Okay, we have one more item. Let's go back up to the full-size view. And our final item today, our first Haunted Mansion item of the season, is this. The Little Golden Book of The Haunted Mansion. I guess we can move a little closer, can't we? Yep, it came out, I guess it came out just in the last week or so. We first saw it actually at our local comic shop last weekend, although my wife had already pre-ordered off Amazon, so we didn't pick it up there. It arrived to us back on Tuesday. And yep, it's, of course, if you're of my age, you grew up in the 80s and 90s or earlier, then you, of course, recognize the Little Golden Book. These things have been around for ages. And they've just recently, in the last couple of years, made a comeback, largely, I think, from Disney, because we have the old ones like Pokey Little Puppy and Scuffy the Tugboat and Toodle. And then we have all these new Disney ones like, Nightmare Before Christmas and Jungle Cruise. And it's a small world. And yep, we have now, our Haunted Mansion, which basically tells the story of a young lad being dared to go on the Haunted Mansion by himself. Which, I guess would be kind of cool if you get on the Haunted Mansion by yourself, but I'm going to skip it. It goes through the whole ride. There's a little story here. Not really much to the story, but it does have Hatbox Ghost. And if it has Hatbox Ghost, then you're good in my book. One thing I thought was kind of cool, it even has little Leota at the end in the book. And the hitchhiking ghost that follows you home. That's a cute little book. I mean, it's not a fantastic story, but it's a Haunted Mansion book, and I could never say no to a Haunted Mansion book. And yep, that's our last item today. We have some pins and a book and a coin. And that means it's time for what got me through this week. And again, nothing super obvious to me this week. There isn't like a big thing I can go, ooh, this is the thing. So I guess what it is, and it's gonna be a little lame because like last week, it's a trailer, but for a movie, not a TV show this time. If you haven't seen it yet, and if you're interested, you probably have, it's Deadpool and Korg. It's all here on YouTube. Ryan Reynolds has it on his channel, and so there's like 5 billion other kind of geek and genre-focused channels. And what it is, if you haven't seen it, is basically it's a trailer for the movie Free Guy, which stars Ryan Reynolds and Taika Waititi, you know, Deadpool and Korg, presented as a reaction video of Deadpool and Korg watching the trailer. In every way important, it should be absolutely a cringe fest. If you used any other, I think, sets of characters or any other properties to do it, it would seem really cheesy and really desperate. And somehow with Deadpool, that works. They just kind of lean into it. And it works, and it's fun, and it also gives me hope that well, first of all, clearly Disney is not abandoning Deadpool, because they let Deadpool advertise what I think is a PG-13 movie. Might be PG, but I think PG-13 because it does look incredibly violent, if not at all bloody or gory, or anybody dying in it. But Deadpool was Deadpool in that trailer. They bleep the cursing, of course, but I mean it is a trailer for like a not R-rated film. But that's the thing that gave me joy this week, the thing that got me through this week. The thing that I probably enjoyed the most this week was the trailer for Free Guy called Deadpool and Korg. And that's going to wrap us up for the week. I hope you found this all interesting and entertaining. If you did, give it a like. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you want closer looks at any of these items, I will try to remember to post pictures of them up on the @VoidOfIntelligence Instagram. So I do thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.